So we put the D4 through all of our usual tests, as well as some brand new tests to see how it compares to other Neatos, as well as all the other robot vacuums we've tested in the past. The D4 may owe a little part of that record to the new standardized way we do this test, which give robots a full 5 minutes to pick up the debris, but mostly it's just a really well-designed deep cleaner, with an extra large front-mounted spiral brush combined with the aforementioned power. So moving on to one of my favorite things about Neatos, the no-go lines. No-go lines are a feature recently added to all the Neato Botvac connected line, where after the Neato makes a special run, you can then draw lines on the map in the app to keep the robot from going places you don't want it to go. I've said it a million times, but I think this is the future of robot vacuums because every house has a place where a robot vacuum is likely to get stuck, but by having what amounts to unlimited virtual barriers, you can completely robot-proof your house, which makes the scheduling feature on the app so much more useful because you never come home to a stuck robot that didn't finish its cleaning job. So let's move on to coverage and navigation. I think it's a definite pro because Neatos use LiDAR, which is basically invisible lasers to map the house. Laser bots like Neatos are really good at knowing where they have and haven't been and giving complete coverage over a given area, and our tests bore this out. I found that it was pretty consistent and even pretty good at getting around chair legs and such, but its size did come into play some, which I'll talk about in a minute. It was also really good at not disturbing the bath mat in our test area, which is rare, and it was probably the best robot vacuum at not disturbing cords too much in our newly designed cord test. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't perfect at this, and I think I've decided no robot vacuum can be perfect at this and still clean the floor, but it was better than the rest.
On the bottom of the J7 vacuum, you'll find these big springy feet, which is something that's common in iRobot products that I really enjoy. It makes it so that the vacuum gets stuck in less spots and can more competently conquer things like high pile rugs. If you're shopping around for a new robot vacuum, you may have noticed that many iRobot Roomba models are offered in a letter number and a letter number plus version. Instead of having to empty the dustbin after the end of every clean or every 2 cleans, or if you are like me and have a cat that just sheds partway through a clean, the iRobot Plus models with clean bases have to be emptied probably closer to every 2 months. If you are on the fence, I recommend go for it. They do take up more visual space, but the amount of maintenance that it completely eliminates from your life is fantastic. If you're wondering what makes the J7 and J7 Plus different from other iRobot Roomba models, I have an answer for you, but it is not very, how do we put this, eloquent. iRobot is introducing something that it calls precision vision navigation, but if you look into their product descriptions and marketing materials, it becomes pretty clear that it's actually just a poop avoidance technology. I love an iRobot product with a clean base, and this one is no exception. It does a great job of cleaning tall carpets and rugs, less of a great job of cleaning really light carpets. You might want to set a keep out zone for those, and its mapping feature is fantastic.
And the dock light will turn from green to blue. When charging is complete, the battery icon on the robot will illuminate solid blue. Next, prepare your home for cleaning. Clear cords and remove small objects like toys, socks, and drapes from floors. Open interior doors in rooms you want your robot to clean. If there are areas you'd like the robot to avoid, use bot boundary strips to keep your robot out of them. For example, block off power cords or high thresholds. Before your first cleaning, be sure to set up the Shark Clean app to control your robot, capture your home map, and schedule a whole home cleaning. The remainder of this how-to assumes that your app has already been set up. Once the robot is charged, press Clean to send it to action. As it cleans, your robot will automatically create a map of your home, allowing you to separate it into specific rooms like the living room, bedroom, or kitchen. After a few cleaning sessions, this map will allow you to select specific rooms to clean, or you can even set cleaning schedules for the whole house. Your robot will take multiple runs to build and refine your home layout.
Now Bissell's created this 2-tank cleaning system. It comes in vacuum mode for dry cleaning, which basically has this bin on back that collects all your debris, and when you're ready to switch it over to mopping mode, you just take out the back tank and you'll put on the other tank that has the brushes on the bottom, fill it with water, and you'll be all set to mop. The Bissell SpinWave also has a soft surface avoidance sensor, which means it will avoid your carpets. Now, as you can see, it does go up on the carpet before it realizes it's a carpet, but eventually it will avoid it. From there, you want to download the Bissell Connect app, and you'll see it's really easy just to plug in your robot, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and you'll be all set to go as soon as it charges. Now, the Bissell app is pretty basic. You're able to do very basic things with the robot, like check the battery status, schedule cleanings. You can make the robot start or return to base. You can start it in 2 different cleaning modes. That's the normal mode, which it will eventually just map your house and clean all over the floor. Or you can have it do a spot clean. It'll start in one spot, making smaller to larger circles, and then back from larger to smaller circles. And then you also can adjust the power levels within the app. By default, it's set for mid. Now you can change it to low, or you can even kick it up to max.
Hey there, welcome back to the Cordless Vacuum Guide, and continuing my series on auto-empty robot vacuums, we'll be looking at iRobot's flagship, the Roomba S9 Plus. It's iRobot's most advanced robot vacuum with its latest navigational technology and most potent motor, making it one of the best options at cleaning debris regardless of surface. But it's also one of the more expensive alternatives, so the question is it worth the high cost? To help you find out, I've spent the past few days putting it through my usual series of tests to see if it's worth the premium price tag. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. First, let's look at where this robot sits in Roomba's hierarchy and features. The S9 Plus is Roomba's latest. Armed with iRobot's latest navigational technology, it's an obvious time saver, especially for busy folks who may not have time to babysit. This model is also the first Roomba with a D shape, and this width enables it to be more efficient, picking up more debris with each pass. The wider extractors, plus its relocation, also necessitated changes to the side brush design, which is now smaller in diameter, has 2 more arms, and closer to the edge.
Today, I'm really excited to be reviewing the Deebot Osmo T8 AI VI robot vacuum from Ecovacs. It's the most advanced robot vacuum I've ever tested. I put it through more tests than I think I've ever put a robot vacuum through before, and there is a lot to talk about with it. One of the most basic things, of course, is how well it picks stuff up off of hard floors and carpet, and I was more than a little bit impressed with this. This test is honestly pretty subjective. One of the things I look for, though, is a clean pickup without a lot of scattering of debris with its side brushes, as well as the ability to pick up the entire amount on the first attempt, and the ability to pick up heavy debris like sand on hard floors, something that's not easy for most robot vacuums. And the Deebot Osmo T8 was right up there with the best I've seen at this most basic task on both hard floors and carpet. On our deep clean test, where we embed sand into medium pile carpet and then weigh the bends before and after a 5-minute run, it scored an 80, which only about 1 in 4 robot vacuums can do, so definitely above average. The Osmo in Deebot Osmo T8 means that it's also a mop. You can attach the included mop pad to the bottom of the unit, and it will automatically recognize when it's attached and switch to mop mode. They give you a reusable washable pad as well as some disposable ones. It also has a pretty advanced water tank where you can adjust the water flow level in the app. The Wyze robot vacuum is a smart robot vacuum, meaning that, among other things, it makes a map of your house and navigates around the floor plan very efficiently in more or less straight lines as opposed to randomly. Accomplishes this mapping primarily by the use of a spinning invisible laser, which I think is the most accurate mapping system for robot vacuums. And in the various navigation tests I did, it was incredibly good, with nearly 100% coverage of both the small and large rooms in better than average times. It mapped the whole studio on the first run, which is typical for LiDAR robots, and it was better than average with recognizing its surroundings and navigating around table legs and similar obstacles.